When I drove the latest generation of the BMW X3, I had the xDrive 30, which is the base variant, and well, it was a decent package, but it felt a bit lackluster. And I did say in that video that I wanted to get my hands on the M50. Well, welcome everybody to the 2026 BMW X3 M50. It's the slightly performance model version of the X3 because there is no X3M competition right now. This is the fastest X3 you can buy, and well, spoiler alert, this is the X3 you'd want to buy, especially if once you've driven this, you really wouldn't want to buy the 30 at all. Let's see how this fast performance BMW SUV is. So essentially, what is the X3 M50? For the BMW fanboys out there, essentially this is the M40i, which was there in the previous generation. The X3 with the super potent, super legendary B58 motor, the 3-liter twin turbo inline 6. With the X3 and all other B58 models, this has received a slight power bump. It has a mild hybrid now, so it has about 392-ish horsepower, which I think is absolutely insane for an SUV that isn't actually very big, because this is still smaller than something like an X5. I think it looks really good. The xDrive 30 that I had before did not have any M Sport kit. It was in this boring grey silver color, and honestly it felt very NPC vibe. This, however, is an amazing spec. I love this blue, I love the interior color, and it just works really well, because personally for me, the concept of when I spec a car is either the exterior is very loud or the interior is very loud, and the exterior is the right amount of subtle, but when the sun hits it right, it looks really good. And the interior, the orange interior, it looks spectacular. So as I said, this has the M Sport kit, so it has a little cuts and creases on the bumper. You do have this active aero grille as well, which opens and closes depending on when the engine needs cooling. This does have the winter wheel setup, so it is running an inch smaller than what it would have on its summer tires, but I think this still looks very good. You do have the M Sport mirrors, which look really good, all blacked out as well. And overall, it's a very subtle spec, but it just works really well, and it almost gives it a very sleeper vibe. Rest, it's an X3, so it's got immense space on the inside, front and rear, and the boot is also bigger than the previous generation X3, which actually came really helpful, because for the long weekend I had my friends and their luggage to a cottage run, and this did everything fantastically well. It was supremely comfortable. This has the optional Harman Kardon audio as well, which helps the experience get even more richer. Honestly, living with this SUV for a week, it's actually been an absolute joy. And I distinctly remember that the X330, as I said, wasn't bad, but it felt a bit too normal, too simple. This, however, it's explosive when you need it, but it can be supremely comfortable and surprisingly very efficient when you need it to be. Overall, on the rear, you do also have the M Sport bumpers, so you do have a bit of diffusers, you do have quad exhaust pipes, which look really good, and they sound really good as well. This does not have an M Sport performance exhaust, which the M340i had, which I drove not too long ago. But honestly, this is an SUV, right? You're not going to push this car as much as you would an M340, and that's totally understandable. But yeah, this does sound really good as well. Overall, like, all the enhancements for the M50 variant that this X3 has really makes it a compelling package, and it just makes the value, the desirability of the X3 shoot up much more than the xDrive 30 could ever do. Let's see if the B58 motor in this is the real deal, and if it's the real reason you should actually just buy the X3 for the M50. I'm now behind the wheel of the 2026 X3 M50, so let's get the numbers out of the way. This has a 3-liter twin-power turboed inline 6, the legendary B58. Now produces 393 horsepower and 11 horsepower bump because of the mild hybrid that this gets, and all the other LCI models also get. This will still do 0 to 100 in about 4 seconds, 4.1 seconds. It is xDrive, and it does have the ZF 8-speed gearbox as well. So yeah, let's see how it drives. I already have it in drive, and if we set off, and it's a pretty nice drive, honestly. It drives really well, and honestly I would love to try the launch control one. So if I can put it into sport, activate, I have the gearbox in sport, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So if I left foot brake, launch control active, boost, and go. Oh my god, and that was 0 to 100 in 4 seconds. Oof. And this is running on winter tires, mind you. So it's not the grippiest tire that this car can get, but it just hooks. It puts the power down so well. The engine sounds good. There's lots of pumped in audio. There is noise on the outside, but this again does not have the M Sport exhaust which the M340i had. So it's not as loud on the outside, but because of the pumped in experience, it sounds pretty good. And they have put in that fake pops and bangs that the previous M340i I drove some years ago had. Some people don't like it. I personally don't mind it as much because it still enhances the drive experience really well, and you have so much torque that no matter what gear you're in, it just picks up and goes like nothing. And this is in sport mode. I can put it back into personal mode, which is like sort of this comfort mode, and it's good enough. Honestly, it's actually so good, and you can get really used to it. The steering feel is very good. I'll put it back into drive instead of sport drive, and it becomes a regular X3. And honestly, if you close your eyes, you wouldn't be able to tell if this is the 30 or the M50. And that's what I love about the M50, that you can totally put it into comfort or eco efficient mode and just cruise, which I've been doing. I went to a cottage over the weekend with my friends, and the experience was surreal. It was so easy, it was so calm, and you'd never know that this has almost 400 horsepower. And drive it sanely, which I did on the highway, and I was getting 7 to 7.5 liters to the 100, which is amazing, which you don't expect. In the city, I've been averaging 9.5 to 10, which again, I'm still not going to complain because, like I said, this is something that can still do 0 to 100 in 4 to 4.5 seconds, which is amazing. And just the way it drives, it feels so good. I can put it back into sport, and it drops a few gears and it's ready to just bounce. Oh my god, it's so much grip. Oof. Oh, wow. This is cheat code. Honestly, this is like the ultimate cheat code. And I put it back into efficient, and it's back to normal. I know people complain about the interior panels on this. This has the upholstered dashboard, which I like a lot, and that really uplifts it. This plastic panel is very questionable, but you don't really use it or touch it on a day-to-day basis, so I can honestly live with that. I love the ambience light setup. This has the glass panels, wireless charging, everything. You have all the amenities you could ever ask for, and it does everything. You can have fun on your B roads, on the twisty sections when you're alone or you want to really ignite your enthusiasm, and you can put into efficient. Your family is sitting, the boot is pretty big, and you can just calmly cruise on the highway. Let me know which other vehicle can do this so effortlessly. Honestly, I've just been blown away driving this vehicle over the week, and kudos to BMW for making it, and also the PR team for making such a fine spec on this. It just turns so many heads. I've had a blast living with this over the week. In conclusion then, the 2026 BMW X3 M50. Honestly, I've loved living with this vehicle over the week. I've driven the 30 xDrive, and that felt very mundane, very NPC. I'm not saying it's too bad, but I mean, if you're not an enthusiast, the 30 will be more than sufficient for you, because as a whole, the platform is very potent, very competent. It has enough space. It drives really well. But if you are even a little bit of an enthusiast and you need something that can carry the family and be fun for yourself when you're driving around your favorite back road, the M50 is the one to buy. The horsepower advantage, the suspension advantage, and everything just feels much more premium. Coming to the price, which I have to pull out a phone because there's lots to cover, so bear with me. So the base X3 M50 is 77,900. This has the premium package, which is 5,250. That gets you a lot of stuff, so like the lumbar support, the travel and comfort system, the interior camera, the driving assist professional. The Harman Kardon is also part of the package, but that is an additional $1,000. Now I know $1,000 might sound a lot, but it actually does sound really good, much better than the regular OEM BMW audio system, and honestly I would suggest to spend that extra 1,000 for the Harman Kardon because the driving experience, the ambience just goes up several folds. The digital cockpit professional, the heads-up display, the BMW drive recorder, and the active cruise control, which is the adaptive cruise control, it's all part of the premium package. This also has the rear comfort package, which is another $1,000. So it does have the sunshades in the back window, which I think is a useful addition. Heated seats front and rear, which also I think is very useful for Canadian weather. And this also has the 3-zone auto control, the AC control, which I think is also pretty cool because I've seen cars much higher in price compared to this not having that. So the fact that this has it, albeit as an option, but it's still very useful and something that if you can spec goes a long way in enhancing the experience for the rear passengers as well. This has the M Sport Pro package, which is another $1,600. The M Sport brakes, which are slightly bigger, and the calipers are dark blue, and it works really well with this paint shade. So kudos to the BMW PRT for speccing it absolutely spot on. This has the shadow line lights, which means they're a bit more smoked compared to the non-M Sport versions. Adaptive LED lights and black exterior content. So the grille, the mirror, the wheels, the black diffuser on the back, the spoiler, this is all blacked out. Not very visible on this tanzanite blue, but say if you bought a white or you bought another bright color, I think this shadow line elements would look really good. As I said, this is tanzanite blue. It is $1,500, a little too steep for a paint color, but that's just BMW things and you have to pay the price. And I think it looks really good. It's one of my favorite blues on sale on the market as a whole. This has the amber atlas grey merino leather, as I said, and that is very expensive at $4,250. Very expensive for an interior option, but this is full leather, merino leather as BMW calls it, and I do like the color. It does say grey. The grey is only in the middle part. The main seat is orange, and I think it works really well with this subtle exterior color. And honestly, if I were to spec the car, this spec would really work for me. It's very expensive, but that's very optional. This also comes with the 21-inch wheels, so not these are the winter setups. They're 20 inches. The 21-inch look really good as well. That is $1,000. Again, very much optional. You don't need to get these. You can stick with 19s or 20s that the X3 M50 comes from the factory. You do have the open poured wood trim on the inside, which is $250. The ventilated seats, $900. Again, optional, but it's very good to have. The adaptive M suspension is $1,000. I think that's a no-brainer. You should definitely spec your X3 M50 with that. It really does transform the ride and handling because it can do both really well. The fact that you can feel it going into comfort mode, or where you can feel it stiffening it up, and when you push it through the corners, when you put into sport mode, I think that is a very useful option that you should spec your X3 M50 with. This has the upholstered dashboard, which I also think goes a long way. The regular 30 I had bits of leather which didn't feel very good, and it has received worldwide criticism of not feeling very premium. This fabric upholstered dash feels worth it, and it is a $500 option. And this also has the trailer tow hitch, which is $750. Add everything up and it comes to a grand total of $96,900 before taxes. Now that might sound a lot, but as I said, you can cut down on a lot of options and you can keep it in the mid 80s to late 80s. And I think for that kind of money, I think it's extremely value for money, because I think something like a GLC 43, which I'm actually not sure if it's still on sale, is more expensive than this. An SQ5 is roughly in the same ballpark as well, but I can guarantee you none of them are as fast, as fun, as practical as this. So honestly, I've been saying this the whole week. The X3 to buy is the M50. There is no X3 M comp, but this is as close as you're gonna get. And honestly, kudos to BMW for making this variant, because this is the best version of the X3 to buy today.